Stop. Just for a moment, stop everything. Take a deep breath. If you are hearing this right now, I need you to understand something fundamental. This is not an accident of the algorithm. You didn't just stumble upon this video while scrolling through the noise of your day. You were guided here. We often look for signs in the world around us, a feather on the ground, a repeating number on a clock, a chance meeting. But what is happening right now is different. What I am about to share with you isn't just another piece of advice or a gentle suggestion for a better morning routine. This is a direct, urgent, and singular message from the divine, tailored specifically for the season you are standing in right now. I am speaking to a very specific kind of person today. I am speaking to you, the one who holds it all together. To the outside world, you are the rock. You are the one people call when their lives fall apart. You wear a mask of resilience so convincing that sometimes you even fool yourself. You walk through the world with your head high, efficient and strong. But when the door closes, when the lights go down, and the silence settles in, that is when the armor comes off. I see the tears you shed in private. I see the heaviness in your chest that no doctor can diagnose. I see the exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders alone. You have been waiting, silently screaming for a sign that you haven't been forgotten. This is that sign. This message is unique because it isn't just here to comfort you. We often mistake spiritual connection for a warm blanket, something to make us feel safe. But this is not a blanket, it is a map. It is a directive. The divine is not just trying to soothe your pain, he is trying to prepare you. You are standing on the precipice of a destiny that is finally ready to be revealed. The reason you feel so restless, the reason the old ways of coping aren't working anymore, is because you are being prepared for a new direction. You are not falling apart, you are breaking open. Pay attention to your body right now. As you listen to these words, do you feel it? That sudden quickening of your heartbeat? That lump rising in your throat? That strange, magnetic pull in your solar plexus? That is your spirit recognizing truth. It's a resonance. Your logical mind might be trying to analyze this, to dismiss it as just another video, but your soul knows better. Your soul recognizes the voice of its creator. This deeper part of you has been waiting for this permission. It has been waiting for you to stop fighting the current and finally admit that you are ready for more. So I ask you, are you brave enough to drop the strong friend act for just a few minutes? Are you willing to admit that you don't have all the answers and that you are tired of pretending you do? This urgency you feel is an anxiety. It's the pressure of a new life trying to be born through you. The divine is clearing his throat. The whisper is becoming a shout. The time for waiting is over. You are being called up, not because you are perfect, but because you are finally ready to listen. The sacred 7 days and the anatomy of transformation. Now let's talk about the when. Because spiritual timing is rarely random. We are entering a very specific window of time. Over the next 7 days, a profound, sacred current is going to sweep through the atmosphere of your life. Think of it like a spiritual weather front, a high-pressure system moving in to clear out the stagnant air. This current is invisible to the majority. Most people will walk through this week distracted, buried in their phones, worried about the news, completely asleep at the wheel. But you are being invited to be one of the awake ones. You are being invited to feel the shift. Here is what you need to look out for in the coming week. The signs won't be fireworks in the sky. They will be subtle shifts in your internal landscape. First, notice how the familiar begins to feel strange. You might walk into your favorite coffee shop, the one you've gone to for years, and suddenly feel out of place. You might look at your daily routine, your job, or even certain conversations you usually enjoy, and feel a sudden sense of constriction. It's as if the clothes you've been wearing for years have suddenly shrunk 2 sizes overnight. They're tight, they're uncomfortable, they suffocate you. Please hear me on this. This discomfort is not a bad thing. Do not run from it. We are conditioned to think that if something feels uncomfortable, something is wrong. But in the spiritual realm, discomfort is often the primary symptom of growth. A lobster only casts off its shell when it becomes too painful to stay inside it. You are feeling constricted because your spirit is expanding. The life you built for your smaller self can no longer contain the version of you that is emerging. During these 7 days, you aren't going to be given strength from the outside. That's a misconception. You don't need to go out and find power. This shift is about unlocking the reservoir that is already inside you. For too long, fear has acted like a dam, holding back your natural power. Doubt has been the debris clogging the river. The divine energy moving through this week is designed to break that dam. It pushes back the fear, not by fighting it, but by flooding it with truth. You will find yourself speaking up where you used to stay silent. You will find clarity where there used to be fog. But this requires active participation from you. You cannot be a passive observer of your own life anymore. The universe is asking for a trade. To receive this new level of clarity, you have to let go of your old lens. You have to abandon the apathy that says, this is just how life is. You have to drop the cynicism that protects you from disappointment. You have to stop viewing your life through the filter of your past failures and start viewing it through the lens of your future potential. If you feel an urge to change your route to work, do it. If you feel a sudden need to turn off the TV and sit in silence, do it. If you feel a pull to reach out to someone or conversely, to step back from a draining social circle, honor that pull. These impulses are the breadcrumbs leading you through the transformation. This week is a threshold. You're standing in the doorway. Behind you is the safety of the known, even if it's painful. Ahead of you is the unknown, but it is vibrant, alive, and aligned with who you actually are. Don't sleep through this week. The water is moving. The current is strong. The only question is, will you swim against it, clinging to the rocks of your past, or will you let go and let it carry you to where you are meant to be? The sacred withdrawal and the speed of light. Have you felt the urge lately to just disappear? I don't mean running away from your responsibilities in a reckless way. I'm talking about a deep, soulful craving for silence. Maybe you find yourself staring at your phone, scrolling through social media, and suddenly you feel a wave of nausea. Not physical sickness, but a sickness of the spirit. You just want to turn it all off. You want to decline the invitations. You want to stop explaining yourself. You want to walk into the woods and just sit. If you are nodding your head, listen to me closely. This is not depression. This is not you being antisocial. And it certainly isn't rebellion. This is recalibration. We live in a world that is obsessed with noise. We are told that to be relevant, we must be seen. To be successful, we must be busy. But the divine is calling you into a season of isolation for a very specific reason. You cannot hear the new frequency if you are still tuned into the old station. To hear the whisper of your destiny, you have to lower the volume of the world. This need to separate yourself from the shiny distractions, the gossip, the drama, the hollow entertainment, is actually a protection mechanism. Your spirit is putting up a do not disturb sign because it is under construction. You are being redirected. And in this quiet space, we have to talk about your wounds. We all have them. The betrayals, the failures, the moments you felt rejected or abandoned. For years, you may have looked at these scars and thought, why me? Why did I have to go through that? Here is the perspective shift you need today. Your wounds were not punishments. They were preparation. Think about how a muscle grows. It has to tear before it can rebuild stronger. The depth of your pain has carved out the capacity for your power. The rejection you faced was simply the universe closing a door that would have led you to a small life, so that you would be forced to walk toward a bigger one. Nothing was wasted. Every tear was watering the seed of who you are becoming right now. And notice the speed at which things are happening now. Have you felt it? It feels like time is collapsing. In the past, you could procrastinate. You could take years to learn a lesson. But now, the acceleration is undeniable. Connections are happening faster. Revelations that used to take months are hitting you in an afternoon. This is because the slow walk is over. You are entering a slipstream of divine timing. The things you used to chase, you don't have time to chase them anymore. And frankly, you don't need to. This brings us to the most difficult, yet most powerful instruction for this season. Stillness. When the world around you is speeding up, your job is not to run faster. Your job is to become the eye of the storm. The world wants you to argue, to defend your beliefs, to pick side, to shout your opinion. Don't take the bait. True power is not loud. True power doesn't need to prove itself. You are being called to root yourself so deeply in your own truth that the chaos of a world simply flows around you like water around a rock. Stop trying to convince people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop trying to explain your journey to people who haven't packed for the trip. Your silence is not weakness. It is the loudest thing you can say. It is the signal that you are no longer seeking validation from the outside because you have finally found it on the inside. The body knows physical signs of the upgrade. Now, I want to address something that scares a lot of people. We've talked about the mind and the spirit, but we have to talk about the body. Because for many of you, this spiritual awakening is manifesting as physical exhaustion. I'm talking about the kind of tired that a good night's sleep doesn't fix. You wake up after 8 hours and your bones still feel heavy. You might be sitting at your desk and suddenly feel your heart flutter, a quickening in your chest, even though you aren't anxious. You might feel a strange pressure in your head, or waves of heat, or a ringing in your ears. First, obviously, always listen to your body and see a doctor if you are concerned. But if the tests come back clear and you still feel this, understand this, you are not getting sick. You are upgrading. Think of your body like a computer or a smartphone. What happens when you download a massive new operating system? The device gets hot. The battery drains faster. It might freeze up or glitch for a moment. Why? Because it is processing a huge amount of new information. It is reconfiguring its architecture to handle more powerful software. That is exactly what is happening to you. You are downloading light. You are integrating a higher level of consciousness and truth than you have ever held before. Your physical vessel, your nervous system, your cells, is literally stretching to accommodate this new energy. That pressure you feel in your chest, it's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. It's your heart center cracking open to allow more compassion, more intuition, and more divine love to flow through. And then there are the emotions. Oh, the emotions. Have you found yourself crying over a commercial lately? Or feeling a sudden wave of grief while washing the dishes? Or maybe a burst of euphoric laughter that seems to come from nowhere? Please do not judge yourself for this. You are not losing it. You are purging. We carry so much more than just our own memories. We carry the stress of our parents, the trauma of our ancestors, the unwept tears of generations before us. As you awaken, your system begins a deep cleanse. It is flushing out the old toxicity, the fear, the shame, the not good enough stories that have been trapped in your DNA. When these emotions come up, your instinct will be to stuff them back down. You'll want to distract yourself, check your phone, or stiffen your upper lip. Don't. This is the most critical advice I can give you right now. Let flow. If you need to cry, lock the door and sob until you are empty. If you need to rage, scream into a pillow. If you need to shake, let your body shake. You are literally releasing the heavy density that has been weighing you down so that you can rise. You cannot take that heavy baggage where you are going. So, how do you navigate this without falling apart? Go to nature. I cannot stress this enough. When your internal voltage gets too high, you need to ground it. Go outside. Take your shoes off and stand on the grass or the dirt. Lean your back against a tree. Sit by the ocean. Nature is the original healer because it holds the vibration of isness. The tree isn't trying to be a flower. The ocean isn't trying to be a mountain. They just are. When you connect with nature, you remind your body of its natural rhythm. You remind your nervous system that it is safe to just be. Be gentle with yourself right now. Treat yourself like you would treat a recovering patient or a newborn child. Drink more water. Rest when you can. Say no to things that drain you. You are in the middle of a magnificent metamorphosis. It's messy, yes. It's exhausting, yes. But the version of you that is waiting on the other side, they are worth every single second of this. The great clearing and the magnetic shift. Now, we need to have a heart-to-heart about the people in your life. This is often the hardest part of the awakening process. You might be looking around your circle, your friends, your colleagues, maybe even your family, and feeling a strange, growing distance. Conversations that used to last for hours now feel shallow. Jokes you used to laugh at now feel jarring or unkind. You might even feel like people are suddenly drifting away from you, ghosting you, or picking fights over nothing. It hurts. I know it does. The human part of you wants to cling. You want to fix it. You want to ask, what did I do wrong? But I need you to hear this clearly. You didn't do anything wrong. What is happening is not a punishment. It is a divine clearing. Think of your life like a closet. You cannot fill it with new, high-quality garments if it is stuffed to the brim with old clothes that no longer fit. The universe is cleaning house. As your internal vibration raises, as you become more authentic, more truthful, more aligned, you naturally stop resonating with people who are committed to staying in the dark. It's simple physics. You cannot tune into a new radio station and still hear the old one. The static you feel, that's the disconnect. When people leave your life right now, or when circumstances force a separation, do not chase them. Let them go. Bless them, love them from afar, but let them go. They are falling away because they cannot go where you are going. They were part of your history, not your destiny. This cleaning is creating the necessary vacuum for your soul tribe, the people who actually see you, to enter. And this leads us to the most powerful shift in your energy, the shift from chasing to attracting. For most of your life, you have probably operated in hustle mode. You thought you had to beg for opportunities, fight for attention, and work yourself into the ground to prove your worth. You thought you had to chase love and success. That ends today. The energy of chasing is the energy of lack. It screams to the universe, I don't have this. But the energy of the awakened soul is different. It is the energy of the lighthouse. Does a lighthouse run around the island looking for boats to save? No. It stands tall. It stands firm on its rock. It shines its light unapologetically. And because of that light, the ships know exactly where to go. This is who you are becoming. When you stop wearing the mask, when you stop pretending to be what others want you to be, you become magnetic. The prayers you've been whispering in the dark, the financial freedom, the true love, the deep peace, they are already looking for you. But they couldn't find you before because you were hiding behind a fake persona. The world is starving for authenticity. We are drowning in a sea of filters, fake smiles, and curated lives. When you dare to show up as your real, raw, imperfect, holy self, it might trigger some people. It might make the fake people uncomfortable. Good. Let them be uncomfortable. But for the right people, the opportunities and souls meant for you, your authenticity will be a beacon. So, stop shrinking to fit into rooms you have outgrown. Stop dimming your light so others don't feel insecure. Stand still in your truth. Stop chasing. Start shining. And watch how the universe rearranges itself to bring everything you need right to your feet. The great remembering and the destiny now. As we come to the end of this message, I want to ask you about the signs. You've seen them, haven't you? Maybe it's the number 1111 flashing on your phone every time you glance at it. Maybe it's a song that plays on the radio with lyrics that answer the exact question you were just thinking about. Maybe it's a random conversation with a stranger that feels like it was scripted just for you. For a while, you probably dismissed these. You told yourself, it's just a coincidence. You tried to be rational, but deep down you know better. These aren't coincidences. They are confirmations. They are the universe winking at you. They are breadcrumbs dropped by the divine to let you know that you are on the right path, even when the path looks foggy. This synchronization is proof that the veil between you and the spiritual realm is thinning. You are plugged in. And this brings us to the final, most beautiful truth of this transformation. You are not learning something new. You are remembering something ancient. We often think of spiritual growth as adding things to ourselves, adding wisdom, adding patience, adding skills. But the process is actually the opposite. It is a process of subtraction. It is a process of unlearning. You are shedding the layers of fear that told you you weren't enough. You are dropping the heavy baggage of your parents' expectations. You are releasing the shame that society placed on your shoulders. When you drop those heavy bags, do you feel that lightness? That isn't the feeling of becoming someone else. That is the feeling of coming home to yourself. Michelangelo, the great sculptor, once said that when he looked at a block of marble, he didn't create the statue. He said the angel was already inside the stone. He just had to chip away the excess material to set it free. You are the masterpiece. You always have been. The trauma, the pain, the confusion, that was just the excess stone. And now the chipping away is done. The angel is ready to emerge. So, my friend, do not look at the horizon and wait for someday. We often fall into the trap of thinking, I'll be ready when I have more money, or I'll step into my purpose when I feel more confident. The divine is saying the time is now. The journey isn't coming, the journey is here. The destination is not a place you go, it is a frequency you inhabit. You have been prepared. You have been tested in the fires of adversity. You have walked through the valley of shadows. And you have survived it all for this exact moment. So take a deep breath. Release the need to control the outcome. Release the need to know exactly how it will all work out. Trust the invisible current that is carrying you. You are loved more than you can comprehend. You are guided more precisely than you can imagine. And you are ready. The old version of you, the one who survived, can rest now. The new version of you, the one who thrives, is taking the wheel. Rise up. Your destiny is waiting.